Hausa.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio News. First, new other headlines. Defense lawyers for the suspended first vice president and 7 co-accused have appealed to the court to allow some of the detainees to receive home-cooked meals due to medical conditions. The UN humanitarian office says continued flooding caused by heavy rains and rising Nile River levels has worsened an already severe humanitarian crisis in South Sudan, increasing food insecurity, conflict and disease outbreaks. And the governor of Warab State, Bolwek, has suspended 3 ministers' state, according to a statement from the State Minister of Information. These stories and more are coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Diko Andrew. Now the news in details. Defense lawyers of the suspended first vice president and 7 accused have appealed to the court to allow some of the detainees to receive home-cooked meals due to medical conditions. The appeal was made yesterday during the opening of the 12th session of the ongoing trial, where the prosecution team questioned the lead investigator. The defense told the court that some of the accused have stomach complications that require a special diet. They asked for permission to let the family members provide appropriate food. They also raised concerns that some of the accused suffer from eye problem that requested that they had given medical attention or allowed access to sunlight. In response, the preceding judge of the special court, James Alala, instructed the defense team to submit a formal written request for the court to consider. The defense expected to present the application at the next session is scheduled on Wednesday, 22nd. The UN humanitarian office says continuing flooding caused by heavy rains and rising Nile River levels have worsened an already severe humanitarian crisis in South Sudan, increasing food insecurity, conflict and disease outbreaks. In its flood snapshot released yesterday, OCHA said that as of 17th of October, more than 927,000 people have been affected across 26 counties in 6 states, with Jungule and Unity State accounting for over 91% of those impacted. According to OCHA, nearly 335,000 people have been displaced from their homes. In Jungule State, flooding has affected over 145,000 people, including 89,000 displaced individuals across 6 payams in Fanga County. In northern Bahar Ghazal, more than 60,000 people have been affected in Awil East, Awil North, Awil South, Awil West, Awil Center, and Awil Town. The agency said flood water, which will continue since July, are damaging homes, farmland and critical infrastructure, while also disturbing health and education services. It reported that at least 61 schools across Central Equatoria, Jungule, Upper Nile, Unity and Western Equatoria have been affected, impacting more than 22,000 children and 700 teachers. In United States, OCHA said recent heavy rainfall has triggered flash floods in southern areas, severely damaged infrastructure, and displacing several communities. Despite serious access challenges in Unity, Upper Nile and Jungule states, OCHA said humanitarian agencies are continuing to deliver life-saving aid and are planning further assessment to improve the response. Elsewhere, the governor of Western Equatorial State, James At-Taib, say his administration is working closely with key stakeholders to end the cycle of violence displacing the state. He said the initiative involving engaging community representatives, security agencies, religious leaders, and civil society groups to identify challenges and develop improved strategies for peace. Speaking on our radio Sundown program yesterday, Governor said he held 105 meetings with various stakeholders while in the state to gather views on the ongoing security crisis, and happened to be saying this on this very note.
was in the state. I conducted 105 meetings with different stakeholders, individuals, including the kingdom, the churches, community groups, all the individuals, party, with the intellectuals and the security organs, security committee, council of ministers, and all this in order to ascertain and acquaint myself with the peace disappearance. And after I equipped myself to the best of my ability and understanding, I therefore came to Juba so that I render the report to His Excellency the President and get a go-ahead from him to go and now implement the methodology of surging peace upon knowing where the peace cost.
Governor Taib said he has submitted the findings to the President Salva Kiir and is awaiting approval to begin implementing the proposed peace strategy. He also announced that the executive, judiciary and legislative arms of government are now fully functional in Western Equatoria.
There was no meeting of the Council of Ministers. The Assembly was not operational. The judiciary was halfway. Kulu Ajad Asa Biga Shakal. Every week, the Council of Ministers, every week the Security Committee meeting, the daily activities betatel government biga mojud. The Assembly is operational, Oman conduct meetings betoman, and they are running their day-to-day affairs. The judiciary is now, we have a high court judge. For the last 5 years, there was only a county court judge of second grade who was handling cases across Western Equatoria. Now, we managed to receive a high court judge proper who is now based in Yambio, and now cases are being seen at that level. So there is changes in the leadership administration of government machinery, Bigafi Hasa.
The governor remarks come amid a series of security incidents in Tombora, Najero, Mundri East, Yambio and other counties in the state. The governor of Warab State, Bolwek, has suspended 3 state ministers, according to a statement from the State Minister of Information. Those affected include Achwila Mele, Minister of Cabinet Affairs, Madit Maiwen, Minister of Peace Building, and Ilia Maiwen, Minister of Local Government. The State Information Minister confirmed that the 3 have been relieved to their duties pending further administrative actions. However, the government did not provide a specific reason for their suspension. Mamerpat, the State Information Minister, described the decision as around administrative measures.
The State Minister suspended Cabinet Affairs, Minister of Peace Building and Local Government and Law Enforcement Agencies. That is a normal administrative move. It has nothing to do with anything else. That is something normal to me.
The suspensions come amid reports of raising political administrative tensions in Warab State, though no official link has been made between those issues and latest actions. Governor, who was appointed in June following violent clashes, has previously stressed the need of transparency, discipline and accountability in the state government. The governor of Central Equatoria State, Rabi Mujing Emmanuel, has directed the new leadership of Juba City Council to promote discipline, teamwork and professionalism as they begin their duties. Governor Mujing appointed Christopher Serafino Wani as the new mayor of Juba City Council on Friday last week, replacing Johnson Soka. The swearing-in ceremony took place on Tuesday. Speaking during the event, Governor Mujing urged the mayor and his deputies to uphold the laws governing the city and deliver quality service to residents through collective efforts.
You need to have a self-discipline among yourselves. You need also to honor and respect the legal frameworks pertaining to Juba City Council, the rules, regulations, and laws. By having self-discipline, that means you can also understand your job description. You will not work alone. I need you to work as a team, not like the former leadership. By working as a team, I'm sure you will deliver, you will achieve a lot. And therefore, teamwork, team spirit is crucial for your success. And this is the cooperation as a very important factor. It's cross-cutting in all the aspects. Without that cooperation of the leadership and his deputies, I'm sure you will not achieve a lot.
He emphasized that order, waste management and clean environment are key to improving life conditions in the capital.
Your Worship, Christopher, and your deputies, I just want to tell you that the expectation of the people in Juba City are very high. And also, added to that one, our expectation. I wish Juba becomes a second Kigali in terms of cleanness. People want Juba to be clean, and this is the responsibility of Juba City Council. We need to compete with Kigali. We need also the environment that we are living in, the conducive environment. The issue of waste management need also be taken.
And lastly, Jonglei State has announced partnership with a Netherlands-based organization, VNG International, to boost flood resilience and improve water management system in the state. The announcement followed a meeting yesterday between Jonglei State Governor Dr. Diko and visiting delegation from VNG International. According to a statement from a governor's office, the visit by Karim Buseka of VNG International, accompanied by senior officials from South Sudan Minister of Water and Irrigation, was aimed at building a stronger partnership in addressing flood challenges in the state. During the meeting, the two sides discussed ongoing flood mitigation efforts and explored ways to expand joint initiatives to protect communities from vulnerable to river overflow and seasonal flash floods. Following the meeting, Busika said, and I quote, "Together with the governor, we have discussed institutionals, our cooperation, and scaling up support for at-risk communities, strengthening early warning system in crucial, and to ensure people are better prepared for raising water levels." End of quote. Governor Gaikoka thanked VNG for its continued support, which he said dates back to a liberation struggle. He also said, and I quote, "Your investment in building local capacity from Eboma to Payam and from county to municipality is commendable, and as a state government, we look forward to formalizing our partnership through a memorandum of understanding facilitated by the local government board in Juba." VNG International is an international cooperation branch of Association of Netherlands Municipalities. With that being, we came to an end with the local news. Now to my colleague with international news.
Good afternoon. Taking you through regional international stories. Let's begin in the neighboring Sudan, where a drone attack has hit an area near the international airport in the capital Khartoum a day before it was set to resume domestic flights for the first time since war broke out in 2023. Residents of the city reported hearing explosions in several districts early on Tuesday morning. Social media images yet to be verified by the BBC appear to show a series of blasts. There is no information on casualties or damage, and no one has claimed responsibility. On Monday, Sudan's Civil Aviation Authority had announced the airport would reopen on Wednesday, months after the army recaptured Khartoum from the Rapid Support Forces and began repairing the heavily damaged airport. Elsewhere, Sanae Takashi has been elected Japanese Prime Minister by Parliament, making her the first woman to hold the office. The 64-year-old won a clear majority on Monday, 237 votes in the powerful lower house and another 125 in the upper house as leader of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party. A staunch conservative and admirer of the late former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, Takashi takes over at the challenging economic moment as Japan grapples with rising cost of living and a frustrated public. It has also been an uncertain time for the world's fourth largest economy. She is the fourth prime minister in just 5 years after her predecessor's terms were cut short by plunging ratings and scandals. And finally, Nicolas Sarkozy has become the first French ex-president to go to jail as he starts a 5-year sentence for conspiring to fund his election campaign with money from late Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Not since World War II, Nazi collaborationist leader Philippe Pétain was jailed for treason in 1945 as any French ex-leader gone behind bars. Sarkozy, who was president from 2007 to 2012, has appealed against his jail term at La Santé prison, where he will occupy a cell roughly measuring 9 square kilometers, 95 square feet, in the jail's isolation wing. More than 100 people applauded Sarkozy as he left his villa in the exclusive 16th district of Paris, holding his wife Caleb Bruna Sarkozy by the hand. That's all from the Regional International Stories. Back to you in the studio.
As for the international news, the newly promoted to the new primary league at Labara FC beat Al Hilal FC Wow with 1-0 in a week. 3 fixtures of the South Sudan Premier League played yesterday at Juba National Stadium. Kenyi from Matlabara SFC showcased exceptional skills, earning the man of the match title in the second game yesterday. Al Marikh also beat Bentiu, draw with Al Malikia FC 1-1 with Zambia from Al Marikh FC, showcase exceptional skills as well. Elsewhere, Forest have appointed a former Burneen and Everton boss Sean as their new manager. The 54-year-old Englishman, who has signed a contract to run until summer of 2027, becomes the first third different boss this season. Dutch succeeded Angie, who lasted just 39 days and was sacked 17 minutes after Saturday's 3-0 defeat by Chelsea in Premier League. Forest are 18th in the league table after one win in 8 games. During that, he had been difficult to start to the season. Arsenal have apologized to Atletico Madrid after a hot water failure at Emirates Stadium left the Spanish side heating to their hotel for showers following a training session. Rules allow visiting teams to train in the home stadium the night before Champions League matches. Diego's side were training before the two sides meet in the league phase of competition on Tuesday night. The Atletico Madrid staff alerted Arsenal there was no hot water in their dressing room at 18:45, with the Gunners realizing there was no similar issue in the home dressing room too. And lastly, England great Emily Skerritt has announced her retirement after winning the second World Cup of her career last month. At 11-time Six Nations champions of the World Player of the Year 2019, Skerritt in England women all-time leading scorer with 754 points. With that being, we came to an end with our news today, but let's take a quick of what we had in our headlines today. Defense lawyer for the suspended first vice president and 7 co-accused have appealed to the court to allow some of the detainees to receive home-cooked meals due to medical conditions. The UN humanitarian officer says continued flooding caused by heavy rain and rising Nile River levels have worsened an already severe humanitarian crisis in South Sudan, increasing food insecurity, conflict, and disease outbreak. And the governor of Arab State, Bolwek, has suspended 3 ministers, according to a statement from the State Minister of Information. That's marked the end of our news radio today. If there is any story radio to cover for you or report about, please send us a text message on +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 1:30. I'm Diko. Thank you for listening.